Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey, this is Scooter from Cold, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I am your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, and as always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a very huge privilege to have Scooter Ward, yes, Scooter, vocalist of Cold. Cold is set to release their new album, The Things We Can't Stop, September 13th via Napalm Records, and has released a lyric video for The Devil We Know. This is Cold's new album in 8 long years. Also, Broken Human Tour kicks off August 29th, which was yesterday, and will conclude October 20th in my home state, Lexington, Kentucky, at the Manchester Music Hall, and I'm going to try my damnedest to be there. You know what, folks? I'm so glad that Cold is back. So, Scooter, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. It was a nice intro.
How's it been working with Napalm Records so far for you guys?
It's been good, man. They've been really, behind us on everything. They've given us time. I took a long time to make the record, and they understand. And they just let me have my time to do it, you know. I had to do it right. I scratched all the lyrics at one point and rewrote everything. Then I got writer's block, so for the first time in my life, by the way.
Wow.
So that was an emotional thing for me. That took about 4 months. It just all of a sudden clicked back in, man. I started watching this documentary on Nick Cave called One More Time with Feeling. And it was just, he was making a record next to where his kid had fell off a bridge years ago. And he was in a studio, and I started watching it. And every day I watched it, man, I was like, it just kind of helped more and more, because he talked about a lot about, writing and, what you got to do and just what it means, how important it is to come correct with things. And it just kind of inspired me, man. So thankful to that, dude.
I mean, I could definitely understand the writer's block. I mean, going away for 8 years and maybe not writing at some point. I mean, that's good, though, because I guess you learn more about lyrically.
Well, what it is, man, it's the, when it's the writing part of your brain is kind of like a muscle. And when you take off time, it's got to get acclimated back to what it was before. So you got to keep training that. It's like anything else. You got to keep working it out. And if you don't work it out, you ain't going to be able to, if you don't run for 8 years, you ain't going to be able to run as far as you did before.
Now, this is Cold's first album in 8 years. How's it feel to be back? And for me, as a huge fan and Cold Army guy, fuck yeah, I'm glad you guys are back, because your music has tremendously helped me through some stuff that I never thought I would go through, but I'm glad you guys are back. Yeah. So how's it feel?
I appreciate that, man. It feels good, dude. We went and played our show last night, that first one, and I swear to God, everybody in the room was singing every part of every song, and you could just see the emotion in their faces and the love, and it was nice to be back. It was awesome.
In today's music world, some bands only get to put out an EP or an album, Scooter, and then they're done. And you know this just as well as I do. How's it feel? How's it feel to come back and still be able to put out a full-length album? Yeah,
man, we're blessed to have labels and people wanting us to still make records. Like our fan base is always there for us. It's like a family that we've had for a long time, man. We've always been nice and kind to everyone with that, and I think it just come back to us, And as far as the labels, hell, man, every time something happens with a label or we leave a label or they leave us, someone else calls. He goes, hey, you want to make a record? Of course we want to make a record. We're lucky that way, I guess.
What's impressed or excited you the most about making this new album, The Things We Can't Stop, if anything? Is there anything that sticks out about this album that impresses you possibly?
Man, just whenever I start making a record, man, it's just really telling stories from my life and things that have happened throughout everything. And I don't know if anything impresses me about it. It's just me sharing, what has happened to our times in the last 10 years, really. So I think it translated through. There's some songs. The bullying song was inspired by my kids and, things that I was seeing around me with friends and their children. Everything, The Devil We Know, Without You. It's just all inspirational stuff for me, man. Without You is about blind faith. I just kind of got tired of seeing everybody just fall in line with whatever they're hearing on the news or being told is said. And it was just blowing my mind. So it was nice to get all that out in the band.
I was actually able to stream this from Natalie and Napalm Records, and this is a good album. I'm not going to give out all the songs away, but there's some great music on here. Better Human Being, Snowblind,
Yeah.
Run, Without You, The Devil We Know, and
Quiet Now was pretty awesome, man. It was a tragic song. I was doing the song, and the quietness of when someone is not there anymore. I was thinking of when first it started with my grandmother. I remember when my grandpa died, she would just sit we'd go over there and she'd be sitting in the darkness. And it was just sad. And she's like, oh, it's just quiet around here. And so it was strange. She goes, oh, I miss GW's, I miss the little sounds he made. And that kind of triggered me. And I was like, I've always remembered that. And then it started happening to me, when someone passed away. I was like, yeah, it's true. You miss just hearing the little voice, or just somebody saying your name,
Yep.
Things like that. And then towards the end of the record, we're in Phoenix, and a good friend of ours, he's a Cold Army member that became one of my best friends, Matthew Kaiser. His father had passed away, and he came up to Phoenix. His mother was there. That's where the funeral and stuff was. And we had him over. We were trying to cheer him up, so we watched football that day and made some wings and just hung out with him. And he showed me a picture of him and his father touching hands when his father was in the hospital. That just sparked. I got to write this song for him. And yeah, man, it was an emotional song for me to do. But those are the kind that translate to people and help them through times like that when they're going through it. And I know it's kind of painful to hear, but those are the things that help me when I hear the sad songs, the tragic things. I feel connected to that.
How long did it take to write and complete this album, Scooter?
Oh, man, it took 4 years. I mean, in its entirety, from jump to finish, it was 4 years.
Any tracks standing out more to you than any right now on the album? I know it must change every time you listen to it. I know you're very close to these songs, but are there any that stand out for you personally?
I really like Shine. I really like Better Human. That's a beautiful song to me. It goes through different times with me with the records. You gravitate towards one song more than the others at certain times. And that's with all my records. And I think the songs change meaning throughout my life. And, playing them live, that's just great in the set list the other night. It was a dramatic thing. It's just, we got so many songs that we feel are important. And going through everything and picking the correct ones is kind of tough.
Was it hard to choose between the current set of songs? Which one would be the first single or video you wanted to release or push first? Or was it hard to choose one? Or was it hands down The Devil We Know?
The Devil We Know, it was, it was three different things that we were putting out. The good thing about today's world of the music business is, before the record comes out, you can leak out a few songs before the record comes out, and you can give everybody kind of a taste of what's happening. So we really just chose to pick three different songs that kind of had all different vibes. Shine is more of I wouldn't say a pop ballad, but it's more of a, just a ballady type power song. And then you got Without You is definitely heavier, a little darker. And then The Devil We Know, it was more of an alternative kind of song for us. So we wanted to give everybody kind of a little taste. I think those three songs kind of depict what the album is in its entirety.
What has the new members brought to Code that was missing possibly from this band?
I don't know if anything was missing before, man. I think that my brothers from the older Cold are just, they needed to live their lives, man, and do their thing. So when we had disbanded, they had did some solo projects. Jeremy now has 2 kids, and he's got a nice life. He's very happy. So, when we got the new people in the band, it was really just for me to continue and, playing songs for people and making records. And they all got acclimated very well to my style of writing thank God. And the length of time it took to create this record, I know it was probably torturous at times. They're like, what the hell is going on, man? It's taking a long time. But it was important to do it correctly.
Sure.
That way, you know, it holds up longer, you know. It's not a record that just comes out and it's a 2-year fad. Like, I believe cold records kind of stay with people throughout their lives, and, you know, it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's your music. You're creating it. If you can't stand behind it, how are we supposed to stand behind it when you're creating it? You know what I mean? So
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Exactly.
I'm going to say this right now because this is one thing I liked about Cold when I saw some live footage of him. I remember seeing Jeremy always with a Michael Myers mask or some type of mask walk around on stage. I was like, that's pretty awesome to throw some homage out there.
Yep. Well, you know, we were big horror movie fans back then, so I believe it was Terry that wore the Michael Myers mask. But
okay.
Yeah, and you know, man, it was funny when we were kids. Terry used to walk around the neighborhood on Halloween like Michael Myers. Like, we'd be like, hey, where's Terry? And you'd see him across the street in some dude's yard behind a tree, just standing there like Michael Myers would be. He really went into character the entire day of Halloween. Like, didn't talk to anybody, nothing. Just
that's awesome.
Walk the streets of Jacksonville as Michael Myers. He really played it well. So when Cold was, you know, doing things, so we got Michael Myers a lot of the times on the show. So, and you never knew when he was going to show up, but he showed up quite often.
In your own opinion, Scooter, what do you hope everyone takes away from your guys' music, or message you hope they hear while listening to it, or just any of Cold's music in general? What do you hope they get from it?
Man, I think, you know, I hope it connects with them and it helps them through whatever they're going. You know, this kid the other day was talking about, I believe it was The Devil We Know, and he had taken the song to another place. You know, it really wasn't what I'd written it about. And I don't want to say anything because I don't want to throw him under the bus, but he, you know, so he told me his interpretation of the song. It was completely different, but it had helped him greatly on what he was going through. So that's what I hope people get through it. I hope they're able to hear it, and with whatever they're going through, whatever's happening in their life, I hope it connects with them, helps them get to another day, man, and maybe think of a different way of doing things, you know, to help whatever situation they're in.
It's so crazy how you guys put out a song and interpret your vision of it, and then we hear it and we go a 360-degree turn with it, and it's like that's not even what the song was meant to be. But if it helps you, it helps you.
Yeah, man, sometimes it's just a line in the song, you know, or 2 lines, or just the way the chorus melody is that connects with people. And if that's all they need to help them deal with what the fuck they're dealing with, that's what it's about.
Now, you produced this album. When you step in to be the producer, do you feel added more pressure to you versus Scooter, just the vocalist?
Yeah, you know, it was odd. We really didn't, mean to be that. We didn't really mean to start producing the record. We just kind of went into the studio to do everything, and we were working with Jeremy Parker, which is a producer in Phoenix. And me and Nick, we've done a lot of records throughout our career, and different, I've worked with some of the best producers in rock, you know, so I think we just kind of learned little tricks from everybody, and so it's fit. And so it just was kind of simple. It fell into our lap, and it wasn't like okay, we're going to do this. We just kind of made a record, you know.
How did the photo for the cover for the album come about, man? Because it's just a girl on there with a tattoo of the spider, the original cult spider, I call it. Let's talk about that a little bit. How'd that come about?
Well, we were talking to this girl, Brittany. She was on Instagram, and she did these dope videos, man. She would do this crazy makeup and these Viking hairstyles, and she'd do tutorials for these things. And when she did their makeup, it was just so beautiful. And I was like, man, this kid's got something. She's out of Hollywood, right? And then so we started talking to her a little bit, and I was like, we were going to reinvent the old Cold character. There was a Cold Army girl years and years ago that posted this pic with, she had cold spiders on her shoulders, and she had a blue streak through her eyes. And it just kind of, you know, became an iconic thing for the Cold Army. So it was like almost a Cold character that she created. So when I talked to Brittany, I was like, maybe you could recreate this. You know, you could recreate this girl. You have to put the spiders on your shoulders, do the blue line, or a black line. Let's go a little darker, because it's the things we can't stop. And so she did a photo shoot that day, and she was a photographer also. She's brilliant. She took the photo shoot herself, and then when she sent me, she goes, I have something a little different instead of having the spiders on the shoulders. And I go, well, let's see what you got. And when she sent it back, you know, she had throat out her throat. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. That looks amazing. So,
cool, yeah.
And then just the picture she took, man, it's a powerful picture. You
Yeah.
know, she's sitting there, she's emotional. You can tell she's been crying, but at the same time, she looks like she's coming for blood.
Just a simple photo. I mean, that's all it takes.
Yep.
So cool, so cool.
Yeah.
Scooter, do you see the band still musically growing from where it started from 2000's release of 13 Ways to Bleed on Stage, or has it just been more of a personal growth for everyone that's involved now in Cold?
Yeah, I think it's personal growth, man. You know, I think the music always rings true as long as it's real. You know, it's like real shit that we're doing and real shit we're talking about. So I don't think I can write any other way. So, I mean, we did the thing with Superfiction, and it was a beautiful thing. And that was a real part of my life. You know, I've written big fantastical stories when I was young, so I wanted to do that on that. But when we came back to this record, it was dark, man. There's some things in there we were all going through, and came out on the tape, you know, the record.
I know no one's reinventing the wheel for music, but what does Cold bring to the table for music to add to that wheel, possibly, if anything?
Man, I just trying to be as honest as we can when we write that. And I don't think anybody can really bring much too narrative to what we're doing. Just crafting songs, man, and taking your time and being adamant about, you know, making them with feeling.
Now, I know we talked about this just a little bit ago, but when you're coming into the recording studio, do you do anything differently or like to do anything differently during that writing and recording process to help keep your mind fresh and open, to not get stale, not get bored? Do you do anything differently possible?
I don't know about not getting stale or bored, because I have a spot up. But, you know, I try to not watch, you know, I got to catch up on Stranger Things. I didn't watch the whole damn thing. I haven't watched even season 1 yet. Like, there's certain things that you just don't get. I don't try to detach myself from what's actually happening in reality and just fall into a place where I don't listen to a lot of music or listen or watch a lot of shows or anything like that. I just kind of try to get into a world where it's all creativity. And sometimes that works, sometimes that's torturous, you know, but I'm about to watch 3 seasons of Stranger Things, I guess.
You'll dig it, dude.
Yeah.
You'll dig it.
I know. The fans liked it. They said it was awesome. My wife loves it, so I'm ready.
What can fans expect at a show from the mighty Cold, who have not got to see you guys live as of yet? What are they going to get when they come to see you live?
Man, I think, you know, it's really like a family experience. It's like being in a reunion in ways. And if you've never seen it, maybe you don't know, but, you know, we've had these people with us throughout our lives, and we've had success, and we played some giant shows, but then we played a lot of shows where we were able to connect with people and be there for them. So it feels just like home, you know, so it's a nice feeling at a Cold show. Everybody feels like they're part of something. So it's awesome.
What made you want to become a musician, Scooter? What was that spark for you that said, yeah, that's what I want to do right there?
Man, you know, my parents used to take me to the fair when I was really young. My dad would always take me to see like Conway Twitty and Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. I'd see nothing but country artists all the time I was growing up. I saw Ronnie Millsap. Ronnie Millsap was one of my favorite pianist singers, you know. And so, I don't know, I just, you know, all of that happened. And then the first rock concert I saw was Def Leppard when I was young. And it was Def Leppard and Stevie Ray Vaughan. And it was just amazing. And I was like, yeah, that's about it. This is what I'm going to do.
Whoa,
so,
shit, dude. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, but you said Stevie Ray Vaughan. Holy shit.
It was kind of crazy, man. It was actually the show where it's like the iconic, you know, video where they pull him off stage, like he comes out and he's way too drunk to play. And so cops come from left and right and just drag him out, and he's just smiling. So I got to hear him hit the guitar twice, and he kind of said something in the microphone. And then the Jacksonville Police Department came up and dragged his ass off stage. Oh. And I was like, that is the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life.
And tragically, we lost Stevie Ray Vaughan, who I think still was way ahead of his fucking time. Way ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Is there a country that stands out or shocks you that Cold gets support from, or your music even gets played still to this day that you guys are getting support from?
Yeah, Russia.
Wow, okay.
It's crazy, right? Like, Russia. You know, it's some places, like, we get a lot of Russian fans, and I'm like, that's kind of wild. You know, we played there years and years ago, and yeah, we got a Russian Cold Army, and we really haven't been there in a long time. But that's one of the bigger markets over in Europe, just from the numbers, which is surprising to me.
But think about it this way, man. That shows you that the very first album up till now shows you the test of time that your music has stood up for folks, you know? So
yeah, for real. And not the fact that you haven't even played over there in 20 years. So
yeah.
for people to still gravitate towards you and want to, you know, listen to you over and over again after that long of a time, and you haven't even been able to play for them, that's pretty nice, man.
Yeah.
Good feeling. But we're going back there next year, so it's gonna be nice to be back over there and play for everybody.
Is there a band on the bucket list that you would like to tour with, or maybe do an old school album split with, Scooter? Maybe.
I mean, man, I love Interpol. That's one of my favorite bands. Manchester Orchestra, and Pucifer. Bainard's band Pucifer is really dope. So I just like the way that their creativity and that whole project. So yeah, I would say those three bands I would like to do something with. Yeah.
Do you have a go-to album or song that just lets you escape when you were young, or even maybe today still?
You know, man, I go through, it was kind of like with Cold's music. I go through different stages of, you know, finding things in songs. So, you know, it was, I'll say the one song was the Run song that we put on the record. It was a Snow Patrol song that we covered. So when I was earlier, and when my kids were younger, every time I used to have to leave them to go on tour, I always put that song in my headphones in the car on the way to the airport, and it always it's a tragic song, of course. I don't know why I'm trying to make myself even sadder than what it is already, having to leave my family.
Yeah.
But something connected me with that song, and, you know, leaving. So when we had a chance to do that one, so that's a song that's held up with me throughout my life. And I wanted to hear it with harmony, so we re-recorded it.
I just have to say this. I've been a huge fan of Cold ever since the first day I've ever heard of you guys. And
thank you, man.
There's two songs that I grasp to, because I've been through a lot of stuff, and it's off the 13 Ways to Bleed on Stage album. That's my favorite album. I know it's the original. I know it's the first one, but you still have great music out there. But this just gravitates towards me. No One and Send in the Clowns. Oh, my God. Those, if those don't hit you in the face when you get on your growl and stuff and go on, and your vocals and how the band, how the whole song flows, you have to be fucking crazy. There has to be something wrong with somebody to not.
Well, I appreciate you feeling that way about those, man. It's nice. Send in the Clowns. I haven't had a lot of people, good fan of people like that song, but I haven't had people actually pinpoint that song out. But yeah, I love that song. That's a dope song. You know, and Lewis was the guy that did the screams and sent the clowns on the bridge. Yeah.
That was cool too when I was reading that he did that with you, and I was like, oh shit, that just even made the song even better. I mean, it was just like, oh, that's all I could say is oh.
Yeah, that's actually why he came in the studio to do that part. They were playing a festival in Seattle. We were doing it. I needed him to do the scream, so I asked him to come up and do it. Came over that day, and then I played Bleed for him. Yeah, he had heard it on the bus before, but I played it again, and then that just happened. So we just spent the day doing tracks in the studio.
Folks, please get out and check out Cold. If you have not heard of Cold, you have been living under a rock for many years. They have a new album that's coming out called The Things We Can't Stop, September 13th via Napalm Records. I'm telling you guys right now, you will not be disappointed in this band. Scooter, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, tour dates, all this good stuff? How can you do that, good sir?
We got coldarmy.com, man. On Instagram, it's Cold Music. You know, just keep in touch with us, man, and that's kind of how you do it. So that's it.
Before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Yeah, of course. Hey, this is Scooter from Cold, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link, YouTube link, and soon our Twitch link. And also, to be sure to subscribe to BODS Mayhem Hour and like us on YouTube, because everything we do is going up on our YouTube channel. And also, please get out and check out Cold, this new album, The Things We Can't Stop, September 13th via Napalm Records. You will not be disappointed. Scooter, thank you guys so much, and welcome the fuck back, man.
Man, I appreciate it, dude. You be at the show. I think we're playing down there. All right, brother. I'll see you, man. Thanks again for that. That was a good interview, dude.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.